My name is Mark, and this story happened to me 2 years ago in the Canadian Rockies. By nature, I love solitude. I enjoy going on trips alone, getting away from the noise of the city and sitting with myself. But after what happened, I think 1,000 times before heading out to any desolate place. The trip started out very normally. I decided to go to a remote area, about a 4-hour hike from the nearest road. This area is known among hikers for being rough and a bit dangerous, but the scenery is breathtaking. Deep valleys, dense pine forests, and grey rocky mountains piercing the clouds. I prepared my gear, a tent, a sleeping bag, food, water, and cooking equipment. The only different thing this time was that I brought a small voice recorder with me, because recently I had become interested in recording nature sounds, the sound of the wind, the trickle of water, and the chirping of birds. I wish I had never brought it. The first 2 days were absolutely wonderful. The weather was magnificent, and the sky was clear. I reached an area called Silence Valley, a name that fits perfectly. The place was so quiet you could almost hear your own heartbeat. No sound of birds, no sound of wind, a strange, heavy silence. I set up my tent on the edge of a small lake, its water black and freezing. At night, I felt a sense of unease. The silence was suffocating, as if something was watching me from among the trees. I told myself, "Don't be ridiculous, Mark. You're alone out here." On the morning of the 3rd day, I decided to explore a rocky crevice I had seen on the map, about a 2-hour hike away. The crevice was a narrow opening in the face of the mountain, like a deep wound. The weather had become cloudy, and fog began creeping through the trees. As I walked, I felt the ground beneath my feet change. The stones became sharp and broken. I reached the crevice, and it was narrower than I had imagined. I could barely fit inside. The rock walls towered high around me on both sides, cold and damp. And there, in the middle of that narrow crevice, I heard the sound for the first time. It was faint at first, like a moan or a distant murmur. I stopped in my tracks, trying to focus